dear students, welcome to the class on English literature. We are still dealing with Act 5, and the previous class I had explained to you the conversation between Portia and Nerissa, and today we are continuing with the same conversation, or the conversation between Portia and Nerissa. So in the previous class I told you where Portia tells that this particular music becomes so nice, the music becomes so sweet, and Portia tells the music becomes so night at night because there is complete silence. That's the reason the music that you hear at night becomes very good. That's the place where I had stopped in the previous class. So let's continue. Page number 114, paragraph 110. So what does Portia tell now? The crow doth sing as sweetly as the lark. Lark is a kind of bird. So the crow sings as sweetly as the lark when neither is attended. When nobody listens to the crow, sings as sweet as the lark. And I think the nightingale, if she should sing by day, if the nightingale, the Elizabethan people believe that, or according to Shakespeare, a nightingale sings only at night when all other birds are silent. So what does Portia tell you? If nightingale should sing by day, when every goose is cackling, every goose means every common bird, and cackling means the harsh noise made by the birds, would be thought no better a musician than the wren. Wren means a kind of bird that does not have a very pleasant sound. So by chance, if the nightingale sings daytime, while every common bird sings or makes the harsh noise, this particular nightingale will be no better than a musician than this particular wren that does not have a very pleasant sound. How many things by season are to their high price, to their right praise and true perfection. A thing, an action gets its perfection when it is done at the right time and at the right moment. Then only an object or an action will be praised or will attain its perfection. So, how many things by season are to their right praise and true perfection. An action gets its perfection when it is done at the right time. Pays home, the moon sleeps with Endymion. I've told you, explained to you what you mean by how does the sleep comes down to sleep with this particular Endymion. So it means Endymion was a beautiful youth who was loved by the moon. So the moon comes every night to sleep with him and would not be awaked. Which means let them continue to sleep. Now the music is stopping, and Lorenzo, this is the voice, for I am much deceived of Portia. It means I listening to the voice, I feel this is the sound of Portia. Now how does Portia reply? He knows me. It means Lorenzo knows me. How? As the blind man knows the cuckoo. Cuckoo means a bird. So as the blind man is able to understand the sound of cuckoo, which means Lorenzo, is able to recognize my voice by the bad voice. Lorenzo, dear lady, most welcome or welcome home. Portia, we have been praying for our husband's health. Which means we have been praying for the health of our husbands with speed. Which means speed means here the meaning is they might get benefit. We hope the better for our words are they returned, which means we have been praying for our husbands and they must be benefiting from our prayers. We hope the better for our, which means they must have benefited from our prayers. Are they returned? Have they returned? Lorenzo, madam, they are not yet, which means they have not yet reached, they have not yet returned, but there is come a messenger before, but we have got a messenger to signify, to announce their coming. But we have got a messenger who has come to announce their coming. Now what does Portia tell him? Go in, Nerissa, let's go in. Give order to my servants and that they take no note of no, not at all of our being absent hence. Which means, now let's go in and Nerissa give order to the servants, and our husbands should not feel their absence before. Which means their husbands should never feel that Portia and Nerissa were absent from the palace. Nor you, Lorenzo, Jessica, nor you. Which means nobody should feel that Portia and Nerissa were absent from the palace. Now, Lorenzo, your husband is at hand. I hear his trumpet. We are no telltales, madam, fear you not. So, Lorenzo tells that your husband is coming, is at hand. I can hear the sound. We are no telltales. It means we are not informers of secrets. Fear you not. Now, Portia, this night methinks is but the daylight is sick. Which means now the night is getting over and it is going to be daytime. It looks a little paler. It is a day. Now it is daytime and it is not so good. Such as the day is when the sun is hid. Which means now it looks like paler. Such as the day when the sun is hidden. It becomes sad when the sun is hidden. So the night is getting over and the daytime and the day is dawning, and we have the arrival of Bassanio and Antonio. Enter Bassanio, Antonio, Graciano and their followers and the people who came with them. Bassanio, we should hold day with the antipodes. I hope you remember, you must have learned in geography. Antipodes means it denotes the points on the earth's surface which are exactly opposite to each other. Take the example of England and Australia. When it is daytime in England, it will be night in Australia, and vice versa. Now, why does Bassanio take this term called antipodes here? If you walk in the absence of the sun. Now, why does Bassanio say so? Bassanio tells because if Portia walks at night, she will illuminate the area with her brightness as the sun does on the other side of the world. Means if Portia walks at night, she will illumine that particular area with her brightness, how the sun brightens on the other side. So antipodes means one side it will be night and the other side it will be one side it will be day, other side will be darkness. So that's what the term called antipodes. So what happens if Portia walks on the place where there is darkness, she will illumine that particular area, particular place with her brightness, like what is done by sun on the other side. That's what the term called antipodes. Portia, let me give light, which means let me brighten the place, let me illumine the place, let me not be light. Here the meaning is let me not be a faithless wife. For a light wife, for a faithless wife, makes a heavy husband, means a sad husband, and never be Bassanio so forming. For but God sought all. You are welcome home, my Lord. So let me be a faithful wife that illuminates the light, and let me not be a faithless wife. Bassanio, I thank you, madam. Give welcome to my friend. This is the man, this is Antonio, to whom I am so infinitely bound. I am bound to this particular person called Antonio, and here it is, and give welcome to him. Portia, you should in all sense be much bound to him, for as I hear, he was much bound for you. Which means you should be bound towards him, because he was the guarantee for you to get the money from Shiloh. Antonio, no more than I am well acquitted of. Now I am free from all the difficulties. Means now I am completely free. Nerissa, now they are having that particular conversation. Now there is a quarrel that happens between Graciano and Nerissa. Now Graciano tells Nerissa, by yonder, since the God above us, by yonder moon, which means the moon that is above us, I swear you do me wrong, which means you are doing me wrong. In faith, I gave it to the judge's clerk. I gave this, it means this particular ring which was given by Nerissa. What has he done? He has given this to the clerk of the judge. Would he were dead that had it? Which means, I wish the clerk must be dead because he has that particular ring given by him. For my part, which means as far as I am concerned, since you take it love so much to heart, since you are so much worried about, since you have become very sad because I have given this particular ring to the clerk of the judge, I pray that the judge must be dead because he has my particular ring, because you, Nerissa, is taking that particular matter to so much to her heart. Portia, a quarrel. Oh, already, what's the matter? Now tell me what's the matter. You have already begun a quarrel and tell me the reason for that. Graciano tells the reason here now. About a hoop of gold. Hoop means a ring of gold, a paltry ring. Paltry ring means a thing, an object of a small value. That she did give me, whose posy was. Posy means the words written on that particular ring, engraved on the ring. For all the word like cutlass pottery, which means the verses engraved the knife maker on the knives. So, like all the poetry, the words that are written on that particular ring upon a knife, like the cutlass poetry, which means like the words or the verses engraved on the knives. In the same manner, there were some words written on this particular ring. And what was that? Love me and leave me not. Which means there are verses written engraved by the knife maker on the knife. The same manner, there were some verses written on this particular ring which was given by Nerissa. Nerissa, what talk you of the posy? Why are you talking about the value of it or the words written on this particular ring? What talk you of the posy or the value? Why are you talking about the verses written on the ring, or why are you talking about the value of that particular ring? You swore to me, which means you promised to me. When I did give it to you, when I gave the ring to you, you promised me that you would wear it till your hour of death. Which means till you are dead, you will be having that particular ring. And that it should lie with you in your grave. Even after your death, there must be this particular ring on your dead body. Though not for me, forget about me, so don't think about me, yet for your vehement oaths, which means vehement is very energetic promises, you should have been respective, which means you should have been considerative, you should consider and have kept that particular ring. Gave it a judge's clerk. You are telling me that you have given this particular ring to a clerk of the judge. No, God's my judge. Let God be my judge. The clerk will never wear hair on his face that had it. Which means the person who has got this particular ring will never have beard on his face. So that's how Nerissa explains the matter. Now, he will, and if he will live to be a man. Which means, now Nerissa said that person who has got this particular ring will not have beard, but Graciano tells he will if he lives to be a man. Nerissa, yeah, if a woman live to be a man, what happens if you have given this particular ring to a woman, what will happen then? Now by this hand, now he is again confirming that he has given this particular ring to the clerk of the judge. But Nerissa does not believe it, and she tells him, you have given this ring to another woman. Now by this hand, I will tell me, with this particular hand, I gave it to a youth. I gave it to a particular young person, a kind of boy, a little scrubbed boy. Scrubbed means an undersized boy, no higher than thyself, the judge's clerk. A prating boy. Prating means a talkative boy that begged it as a fee. And that particular boy was begging for my ring as the fee. I could not, for my heart denied. Means my heart could not deny the request made by this particular boy. So Gracian is again confirming that I have given this particular ring to a particular boy. Portia, you were to blame. You are the one who is to be blamed. I must be plain with you. Which means I am very clear. You are the one who is to be blamed. To part so slightly with your wife's first gift. This was the first gift given by your wife, and you have not taken care of it. A thing stuck on with the odds upon your finger. A thing, an object was given to you with the promises on your finger, and so reverted means so fastened with the faith unto your flesh. I gave now Portia's coming to her action that was done by her. I gave my ring, gave my love a ring, which means I gave my husband a ring and made him swear, and I asked him to take a promise never to part with it, never to part with this particular ring that I have given to you. And here he stands, and you see my husband is standing here. I dare be sworn for him, which means I can express my confidence on his behalf, which means I am very confident of my husband. He would never leave it, nor pluck it from his finger, for the wealth that the world masters. Even if the wealth of the whole world, my husband will not leave it, nor even pluck it from his finger. Now in faith, Graciano, you give your wife took unkind a cause of grief, which means you have given a reason for your wife to be sad, and to me I should be mad at it, which means I should not be happy with this particular action. Now we will see the response of Bassanio. Now Bassanio is shocked, which means Bassanio is in a confused mind now, because Portia expresses her confidence in Bassanio, telling that he will never part with it. Now Bassanio has already lost the ring, which means Bassanio has given the ring to the judge and Gracian had given the ring to the clerk. Now both are, Portia and Nerissa both will accuse their husbands for parting away with this particular ring. So we'll continue with the remaining, the coming classes. So kindly complete the workbook and try to prepare well for your exam. If there is any doubt, kindly ask me. I'll try to explain to you. Take care, children. Thank you.